That's right. Anthony Jarvis. That's right. Dolly Anderson, Linton. That's right. Yolanda Thomas, Kizal Chipper. That's right. Isabella Butters. That's right. Kizal Chipper. That's right. Love you folks are joining us from this evening. That's right. Sheila Hazel. That's right. The Jagabax, the Senstrapo, the Sapco, and the Secretary. That's right. And it's coming. That's right. Jamal Williams. That's right. Vulnerable Cam Hall. That's right. Folks, welcome in the way. We're happy that you guys are here with us. Guyana nowadays, that's right. Good to have you here, Charles Nelson, Romel Burnett, and all the other folks joining us on this Friday evening, the 27th day of January already. Believe it or not, folks, it's the 27th day of January. My God, David Ivor Hamilton, Abigail Melanie Hamilton, we see you there as well, and Thomasina Ben. Munishwana, good night to you. Pace and power. Audrey Cole and Sandra Hanover. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, folks, welcome in the ring. We're happy that you guys are here with us. Pace and power, power and pace. Great to have each and every one of you with us, guys. Great to have you here with us. Share the live, smash that emoji button for us, and let me go along the road, good people. Let me go along the road. Great to have you folks here with us, wherever you all are joining us from. Share the live. Smash that emoji button as well. We are so happy and we're so glad that you folks are here with us, that you are here with me. Good to have you here with us, folks. We got the fight card set. We trust that you guys are great. Yep. Take the opportunity, folks, to give you guys a second or two to share the damn live. Smash that emoji. I said smash it. Let me go, folks, down the road. We're happy to see you folks here with us. We're giving you guys a second or two to share the damn live. To smash that emoji button. We're fired up, good folks, and we're ready to go down the road with each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from. Good to have you, Penelope Hudson. Penelope, I ain't see you for a little bit, but I'm happy you're here tonight. I ain't gonna complain, but I'm just happy you're here tonight. Penelope Hudson, Thomasina Ben, and all the other folks who are joining us. We are super delighted that you guys are here. Who vex lose, folks? They can't take the hit. Sell the kitchen. Run away if you can't take the bubbling. We are here, folks, and we're here to stay. Good to have you, Stanbone. Good to have you, Paul Bone. All the bones are out tonight. Gwyneth Jones. Good to have you, Gwyneth. And great to have you, Andrea English. Yvette, is it Yvonne? Yonet Benjamin. Wilton Blue. Y'all know the old eyes, folks. Wilton Blue. Andy Williams and all the other folks. Welcome in the ring, folks, wherever you guys are joining us from. We are super happy that you folks are here with us. We are super duper happy that you beautiful, wonderful folks, you're here with we. Welcome in the ring, folks. Welcome. We trust that you guys are well. We just holding for y'all because once we start, we end up in Yonet. Great to see you there. Michelle Abrams, great to see you. And Cecile, good to have you. Faith, good Barry. Good to have you, Henrietta Lancaster. Great to see you as well. I see Deborah is here. Jolly, Michelle. Great to have you, Sharon Castro Edwards. Super good to see you as well. Charles Nelson is here. Faith and Deborah, Leon Sheeta, Beatrice Selby. Good to have you, Charles, and all the other folks who are joining us. We trust that you guys are great. We trust that you guys are. We are super duper happy that you wonderful folks are here with us. Debbie Hohenkirk, it's you we see there, Debs. Great to have you folks. We're fired up. We are ready to go, and we trust that you guys are as well. We trust that you wonderful, beautiful folks. It's the same with you, Sharon and Shauna. Good to have you, Cassandra Keeler. Great to have you, Debbie Hohenkirk. Good to have you as well, folks. We got a couple of things on the fight card we think that you beautiful folks should ought to know about. Should and ought to know about. We got a couple of things. It's not plenty. It's a couple on the fight card, folks, that we think you ought to know about. Fight we if you want it. Fight us. That's what we want. Somebody to fight we. That's what we say. Fight us. Good to have you here. Tessa and Michelle. I see Rhonda is here too. Candy and Andrew Griffith. Abiola Nero. Sharon Castillo. Good to have you, Cecile girl. Great to have you. Folks, we got some things happening right next door in Brazil. And then we're going to be talking about this counselor to the left. And then we're going to talk about this couple to the right. Folks, people getting married. Go to invite everybody. Some we go invite, but not everybody. Money Poor Market, we're going to be talking about them too. And then the streets, the infrastructure in this country leaves a lot to be desired. Who gets loose? Andrew Griffith. Angela Jordan. Angela, how you doing? Say hello to the hobby for us. Paul Bourne, Carol Hudson, Pace and Power, Charles Nelson, Sheila Boy Child, said Dunshire. Oh, you all be like Sheila Boy Child. If you could be like anybody, be like Sheila Boy Child. Please and thank you. If you could be like anybody, don't take pattern from people who got bad ways. Please and thank you. Share the damn light. Smash that emoji button, folks. We're fired up. We're ready to go. If you aren't, we are. That's the main thing. We're fired up. We are ready to go, but we trust. We trust that you wonderful folks are as well. Fired up and ready to go. That is, we are happy that you all are here with us. We give you all a second or two to share the damn live, to smash the hell out of that emoji button, and then come, let me go down the road. Come, let me go down the road, good people. We are super, super happy that each and every one of you are here with us. Folks, we couldn't ask, really, truly, we couldn't ask for a better audience. Maybe a couple of you, but not everybody. We could ask for a better audience. Thanks for joining us here, folks. We are super duper happy that you beautiful, wonderful folks, that you all are here with us. We are super happy that you folks are here with us. So don't go any place. Stick around, good people. Stick around, good folks. We are super, super happy that you folks are here with us. As we said, share the damn live, smash that emoji button, and let me go down the road. Good people, let me go down the road. Share. Don't waste your time tonight, you know. Please and thank you. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're happy that you folks are here with us. Super duper happy. We see Maxine Monroe, Ann Nelson, Mona Moses is here, Faye Nicholson. Faye, how are you doing, Faye? Good to see you, Henry, and all the other folks who are joining us. We are happy. Jolly and Ingrid Crawford. Is it Cheryl, Mingo? Good to see you, Cheryl, and Tim Ford. Good to see you as well, and Pam Halls. All of you beautiful, wonderful folks. We begin, good people. As per normal, we begin with the opener. Where else do you think we can start? We did with the opener. Good to have you folks. It was such a good day in National Assembly. I am super duper proud of all of my fellow members of Parliament, folks. They really did well. They acquitted themselves correctly. Yep, they did fantastic, if I may say so myself. They did extremely, extremely well in the National Assembly. So you have to come back before we go into the opener. Before we have this dinner tonight, spurrily, Kevin Abrigo and Maxine Still, before we have this dinner, folks, allow me to say I'm super duper proud of each and every one of our members of Parliament, especially those on the parliamentary opposition side who really and truly put in the work. And I think, hands down, any independent viewer who have been watching these budget debates 2023 will come away with the ineluctable, inescapable conclusion that the parliamentary opposition wanted hands down, we were so much more prepared. It's sad that the Ghanaian people got a bunch of incompetence to deal with, the incompetence to deal with that they have in some of the government ministers that we have currently. It's quite sad. They were ill prepared for the budget, and we wiped the floor with them. To put it simply, folks, we wiped the floor with them. And as you open for tonight, folks, we begin with part of the presentation from Member of Parliament Cathy Hughes. Part of the presentation from Member of Parliament Cathy Hughes, who said, you know, this oil fund, Timna, Floret Jacobs Ward, Candy Lenderjit, the oil funds, the oil money should be doing more. Armadale should be doing more. Adina, is it Michelin, McCollin, Adina McCollin, Rhonda Spencer Tom, the oil funds, especially for those, the elderly, who have given service to this country, who have served their country with distinction, requited themselves well. And now in the golden years, oh my God, it's a fight. You think you can live on some of what these folks are living on? My God. And she made the point. She illustrated the point so beautifully. But not before dealing with your boy Kwame, because he getting spuncious. He's smelling himself. He getting presumptuous. And he always picking on the Member of Parliament, Cathy Hughes. The woman married, you know, happily married. And you're always picking on Cathy. Well, she dealt with him. She dealt with him clinically, surgically, summarily. She dealt with him. She dealt with him, folks. Yep, Member of Parliament Cathy Hughes. And this is part, folks. It's just part of her presentation today in the National Assembly. Do we have it, good people? I think we do. Do we? Are we going to get this? Yeah. I think we do have it. She acquitted herself superbly well. Member of Parliament, as I said, folks. Great folks. Cathy Hughes, a part of her presentation, talking about what your money should really and truly be doing. Member of Parliament, Cathy Hughes. Yep. Take a look, folks. Take a look and take a listen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is ironic how life is, because for the in this parliament and in the previous parliament, in the long wee hours of the morning, I have seen a red-headed witch flying through the chambers. Mr. Speaker, I would like to start by giving a warm welcome to Letitia from the Black Panther movies. And I say to her, welcome, welcome to beautiful Guyana. Mr. Speaker, once again, I am here to address this honorable house on another budget. This time, our 2023 national budget, improving lives, building prosperity for tomorrow. And Mr. Speaker, I am fortunate to have heard this morning at 5 to 9, the Honorable Bobby on his 104 program, who reminded us, ignore loud and aggressive persons, for they are a vexation to the spirit. And therefore, the honorable member that has an inferiority complex when it comes to me, I feel sorry for you. I know the challenges of size, and I expect you to behave the way you do. I want to ask the Honorable President to make sure that the Most Honorable Kwame McCoy is part of that mission of men that we support. This year, sugar gets over 4 billion. And yet, Mr. Speaker, when the coalition was in power and so-called mismanaged the industry, in 2019, 92,282 tons of sugar was produced. And in 2022, under the excellent management of Mr. Singh, the PPPC could barely produce 47,000 tons. This does not make a lot of business sense, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't have to repeat the pain our citizens are experiencing with the high cost of living. We've heard the present cost of items in the basic bread basket of goods. And I'm asking, is this really the best we could do? This fastest growing economy in the world, one of them. The best we could do, Mr. Speaker, is to give the pensioners $5,000 increase. Mr. Speaker, allow me to directly show. Good quality depends. A bill for $4,000. And I know Depends can be bought cheaper in Guyana. But it was a pensioner that said to me, Miss Cathy, we buy this one because it lasts a little longer. So your $5,000 increase would be spent on 18 Depends. And maybe we could throw in a bottle of Ensure for the pensioners. Is that the best we can do? Mr. Singh, Honorable Minister Ashley Singh, you and this PPP government have given the pensioners nothing really. And that's why we had recommended 50%, 50,000. Our persons with special needs, whom the Minister of Education boasts we're going to do more for, which is good. They get an increase of $2,000. Really, Mr. Speaker? That is actually 2 taxi drops, assuming you're living in Georgetown. If you're living anywhere near Herstelling, it would be 2,000 or 2,500, depending on the time of day. Mr. Speaker, there has been much debate about the future of education, and I am strong and I support the programs that are going to improve the ability to give a higher quality education to our students. But Mr. Speaker, we have been told, but we have to ask, how come with a budget of over 700 billion, we have to wait until 2025 for the students, the university students, to get a little something? Mr. Speaker, could we give them a 50% reduction in the fees? Get creative, work together, maybe arrange a 25% rebate, something to help the students in these difficult times. How can we justify putting 4 billion into sports? And I'm a strong supporter of sports. How can we support and justify 4 billion in sports and a little over 3 billion for the University of Guyana, the premier institution where we and the private sector expect our qualified Guyanese students to come out of from, especially given the local content requirements. 5 of the 8 faculties at UG are science-based. Within the Faculty of Social Sciences, there are 12 different disciplines. How do you justify gold scholarship programs, getting about half of UG's budget with no physical infrastructure of that size to work with? Mr. Speaker, politics should never intrude on our educational capabilities.
Yep. So Cathy was there beating and teaching today in the National Assembly, making her point with all this oil wealth. Is this little bit of money? You're going to give us a taxi fare. That's a taxi fare. And we, of course, will do much better. Cathy there saying, Cathy Hughes, Member of Parliament, saying more funds needed. More money needed from these oil funds. More money. Beating and teaching, folks. We turn our attention now to some of the things that are happening internationally, good folks. A couple of things that are happening internationally. And right next door, we told you about this the other evening, but it's getting worse. They tell us the Jair Bolsonaro regime in Brazil paid scant attention to the indigenous people of Brazil. And now, among some of the indigenous children, they're suffering, they tell us, from malnutrition and some chronic diseases, especially. Yep, you can't believe it. That sounds a little known to me, this Jair Bolsonaro situation. It sounds a little known to me. I don't know about you, but it sounds a little known to me, folks. Dozens of indigenous children, they tell us, in northern Brazil. This is happening. Dozens of indigenous children, indigenous people on the whole, but it's more prevalent among the children. This malnutrition and some of these acute diseases seem to attack the children more in this particular area of Brazil, and they are looking at it. It's a crisis level, they tell us there in Brazil. And if the people says no, we believe them. Yep, that's what's happening on that side, good folks. We got to take care of people. We're elected to office. We got to take care of people. We got to take care of people in this thing. You're only looking after your own. Punjab and all this nonsense. Together, we can build a thriving country, a beautiful country. There's enough here for all of us. So don't let me get like Jair Bolsonaro and them boys next door. That's one of the things we look at internationally, folks. We turn our attention now to some of the things that's happening, guys, around the region, good folks. A couple of things is happening. We think we think you ought to know about. A couple of things are happening we think you wonderful folks ought to know about. And this is one of them. Look, story now. Masaba marries. Who is Masaba? We know y'all fast. Who is Masaba? Oh, shucks, well, wait the man. Wait the man. Oh, God. You got to know everything one time, sir. Pop. Masaba is a designer. Masaba Gupta is a designer, and she married Satyajit Misra. He's an actor in India. Yeah, she kind of cute, boy. Shucks. Okay, got enough. Okay, got enough. She's a designer in India. He's an actor. Right? Perhaps they'll be more familiar to you in this way. Perhaps they'll be more familiar to you in this way. Masaba was born to Nima Gupta, and you would know this person. Legendary cricketer Viv Richards. Yep, that's her father, Viv Richards. Well, of course, you know, Viv Richards has never gotten married. At least that's information we have. But Masaba was born to Nina Gupta and Viv Richards in 1989. Right? Nina Gupta, Masaba's mom, she got married later on in her life to Vivek Mira in 2008. Masaba, Viv Richards' daughter, just tied in up. Congrats to her. Congrats to her. We like seeing people getting hitched. Please, some of y'all, y'all resisting this thing. We got carried out down the aisle, kicking and screaming. But they got married, they tell us. They got married. Let me see. How they tell us they got married. I won't give you all the little facts, all the little details. We're going to circle back to that. Masaba is now married. Viv Richards' daughter got married, folks. I want to say congratulations to those folks. Congratulations to them. Ronaldo Cassius, you gone off yet? Out front parts. You gone off yet? You make Viv Richards' daughter come out of nowhere. I get married, I think some of y'all. Or when Don Cook, you gone off yet? Yes, Viv Richards' daughter. Believe it or not. Masaba, and she, let me see if I get this. Yeah, born to Nina Gupta. Just making sure we're giving you guys all of the little tidbits. And she is Masaba Gupta. Well, now, of course, married to Satyajit Misra. And we wish them well. We wish them well. Let me come out people business now. Let me come out. Chester Obi. Real comments. Let me come out the people business now. Yeah. You know the thing. Hold. Look, sorry now. Let me come back to some of y'all. Yeah. You know, some of we know this whole pot, cook up, this whole pot mix up. And some of you saying, oh, I don't like black people. Trace back in your family. Now I can see some of y'all say, well, I always like this Indian designer. Masaba Gupta. I always like she. And I see now y'all saying, oh, well, he's your father. But look like an unlike she now. You see? I don't even think in this country you could trace anybody who could say, well, I'm pure Indian, I'm pure black. All we mix up is one big cook up here. Alson Cortez, Commissioner Cole is one big cook up. I wish them well. I wish the girl cute bad, The girl cute bad. She lucky I marry. And more than that, she lucky I behave myself. So lucky. But she lucky. But we want to wish them well, folks. We want to wish them well. And that's some of the things, folks, happening around the region. We're in the 592 now. It goes like this. From this point. It says them boys coming. That's all good. But great to see each and every one of you here. Carol Hudson. I see Carmel is here. Chester, Obi Chester. Diane Fordyce. Tony Hack, good to see you. Marva Jacobs, Alson Cortez. Alson, you gone off yet? Alison, you gone off yet? Simone, what about you? You gone off yet? Khadija, what about you? You gone off yet? Marlon, Laura. Marlon, how you doing? So y'all like them people business? Y'all like the tick in people business, folks. The time is going on. Let's get a move on this end. Well, look story now. It's a cook up the white drop up the story. It's just store hay, right? Look at this store hay, right? Look at this story here now. Real fast. Some real fast. Well, folks, the Food and Drug Department have recalled canned Pepsi. That's what it should read. The local Food and Drug Department here in Georgetown, we're broadcasting live from, they have recalled canned Pepsi because, believe it or not, folks, this is Guyana. Believe it or not, we saw, they're telling us, that businessman altered the expiry date on the Coke cans, fiddling with it. Right? So they're recalling it. You know what's missing? You know what's missing from this whole story? Brenda Bailey and Sharon Castillo, Owen Dawn. You know what's missing from this story, Volney Wilson? What's the penalty? Right? The things don't expire, and the fellow fiddled with it. And it's one big become story because the report suggests that when the Food and Drug Analyst Department made contact with the businessman, he says now he think he buy from another fellow. When the people approach the other fellow, he said he buy from some people who walking and selling, and he get no contact information for them. What's the penalty, Marin Lorimer, for things like that? Onika Brahma? What's the penalty, Diane Fordyce, Sharon Caslow, Edwards, when things like this happen? People just go away scot-free like that and selling you expired goods. I know some of you thriving and strong for it because we probably did a couple of things well. You know, got a couple of businessmen just like this here. And so the Food and Drug Analyst Department have now pulled back. They have now pulled back. These they're recalling this specific brand of canned Pepsi. Folks, check your can. You know, if the date look a little tingish, right? Don't worry with that. Report them. People can be so wicked. Oh, God. So wicked. You know, you ever buy bread and then when you're gone home, the whole thing, you know, it'll last. We brought bread from a place quite recently. You know, usually the bread stays a good 3-4 days. Within 24 hours, the thing was a whole host of, what do you call it, fungus and all of that. Some people wicked, you know, you're going to buy some, you're trying to patronize some people buying some local cherry juice. Local cherry juice, a little bottle, 500, bottle of Coke, 140, you got to import. A little cherry juice right here, but you're trying to patronize. You're trying to buy local. Right? The cherry juice is wine. No, I want wine. If I want wine, I get wine. But I want cherry juice. Some people wicked, that's the point I want to make. Some people damn wicked. Well, the Food and Drug Department, folks, they have recalled some of the canned Pepsi. So you might want to be careful. Watch those expiry dates. I know some of us, we just go and buy. We just go and buy. We didn't keep the expiry date. We ain't checking for all that. But that's one of the things you got to check for. Because, of course, you got some unscrupulous big people. Watch now. The E fall out the cross. Pack across the chutes. Bring it along from the National Assembly. The Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip, Christopher Jones, he has complained. Speaker bias. Speaker bias. You can't say incompetence now in Parliament. It has been outlawed. You can't say corruption in Parliament. It has been outlawed because they don't want the government to be called corrupt. For you to say they're involved in corruption. And so they have banned the word corruption from Parliament. Folks, if there's not dictatorship we're living in, what is? If this is not an assault on your freedom of speech, good peoples, what the hell is? That's the question I want to ask. That's the question. You can't say this. Everything banned. You should ban honorable member. That's what the one they should ban. Because them bodies in there saying honorable. They ban now. You can't say incompetence. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't say good afternoon. You can't say good night. Where are we heading as a country, Sharon? Randy McKenzie Talbot, here's where we heading. Chisel Chipper, where we heading? Chisel say you could only say rape. You could only say rape. You could only say rape. And the Parliamentary Opposition Chief Whip, Christopher Jones, called out the Speaker today. The Speaker only get ears with the opposition, you know. Soon as I sneeze, I hear a member over there sneezing. You see? Soon as I take out my shoe to stretch my toes, I see a member there taking off his shoes. You see? Folks, this is it. This is North Korea headed by Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong-il. Dildo's okay too, Leslie Charles. But corruption, outlawed. Corruption, outlawed. Incompetence, outlawed. It's madness. Here's madness. I see Shauna Fortune says, stop going to Parliament. Stop going to Parliament. Well, I tend I might agree with you. Shauna says, stop going to Parliament. I might just agree with you, Shauna. I might just agree with you. Yeah. It's not an easy road. And folks are complaining with the infrastructure in this country and how things are going. Candy, the lead energy, Gail Alicock, Wayne Bob. Folks, it's some 6 months road. Right? These roads now got an expiry date. Yep. Unlike the canned Pepsi got some expiry dates. Some 6 month, 5 month, 4 month roads. These folks are building. And then you got a little stretch of road and they're taking so long. Petroleum boys. Short Jehan, they're taking so long, Esther Williams. Some little piece of road. And expensive? How little stretch of road? 100 million. 6 months in Buckup. Hashtag Burma Road. 6 months in Buckup. 100 million. You see? For 6 months road. Don't come wrong with funny. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. It's not an easy road, folks. In this country, it is just not an easy road. You see? And there's been some folks who've been complaining. Walcott Street, for instance, in Malga 2 on the West Bank. Walcott Street. Here are the folks you have to tell us. Walcott Street on the West Bank, on the west side. But the kind of work they're doing here, folks, I think it will be the best site for long. I don't think it is going to be the best site, folks, for very long. Take a look quick and take a listen. We know you're fast. Take a look and take a listen.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. You see this thing here? They're doing our road. Well, they started this road since August last year. Last week Thursday, they come and they dash this here on this road. Mind you, when they do the road last year, August, they put shoulders on the road. Then the rain came and we had swimming pool. Anyway, we had a good Samaritan that dig the sides of the road so the water could run off. We had a little ease. Now, they come with this. Since Thursday. Just throw this here and leave it. In mindful of the persons that have vehicles to come in mindful for the elderly that got to be stepping up on this curb here. Nothing I'm mindful of. And they just leave it. Then when you feel like grade it down for if you want your taxi, you're walking with your taxi, nothing can come in. You got to jump up here and walk here. Or you walk in the sun. Now make sense. I understand they're doing the road. We're happy that they're doing the road. But they still got to think about the persons that live in here. This lady here got a car. She can't come in. She got parked. We could still wrong the car now. And then they even left a notice to say, well, that, we're doing the roads. We're going to inconvenience you a little. Nothing. This is America. This is Guyana, not America. So these things is only go on in Guyana.
Yep, you think you see story. Huh? The road ain't going nowhere since last year, August. They're fixing that road. Since last year, August. It ain't going no place. Yeah, that's value for money. That's value for money, folks. People being inconvenienced in the process, nobody cares. Another thing we see them do, they come to do some rehabilitation work on the road, they just block up your bridge and gone. Who pays for that? Who helps you to build back your bridge? Mash up your bridge and gone. Mash the bridge and gone. It's madness. Please and thank you. We got to do better than that, folks. We have got to do much better than that. Moving on the fight card, good folks. Moving on the fight card. Somewhere in Guyana, good folks. Somewhere Some reggae, other folks, it's bacchanal. But look story now. Look story. We there, good. Bataps, we there. Land wrong by the Harbour Bridge last, so we can bus over the river for a little bit. Bus on the west side, a little bit by Malgatoon, check out that road. When we touched down by Harbour Bridge, we saw a curious sign. A curious sign. Yeah. Somebody get vexed. Somebody at work get vexed. Them boys said they were hacked. They were hacked. Them boys Harbour Bridge apologized. For this digital signage, somebody said, F you! Folks, God is the greatest country, Lord. It's the greatest. There's none like it. Now, I know these little signs. Folks, this sign now come to no internet. Everybody hacked no system and put in nothing on this thing. You see? That's what it is. Look just below. I know some of your eyes a little bad, Just below, welcome to the Harbour Bridge. Just below that. Just below that you can see, oh, you don't believe us? Oh, you don't believe me? You're calling me a liar? You're calling us a liar? Oh, folks, take a look. Take a listen. Yes, folks, only Guyana. Only Guyana, folks. You gotta love this country. You gotta love we. Never Don Walcott. Never a dull moment. You know, for content creators like me, never a dull moment. Raymond Jones, Tiffany Ford, folks who said aboard this country actually, Heaven Faith, Romel Gonzalez, never a dull moment. Them boys said they were cyber hack. Them boys. Cyber, they get somebody vexed on the walk. They get somebody vexed. You know, a lot of folks have been complaining that they are not seeing these adjustments in salaries, as they say. They don't call it raises salary, so small. It don't really go no way. Adjustments in salaries. They say they're not seeing it reflected in their salaries. They are not seeing that money reflected in their salaries. When they go to the bank, things normal. Curtis George, things normal. We can imagine somebody like that go to work. You just hear Ben, you just hear Ejil, Ashley Singh talk a bundle of nonsense in National Assembly. You say, you know what? Flap it. Flap it. I can send them a love note now. Click. I can send them a love note. But folks, that's not our best. Please. You can vent your grievances otherwise. You can vent your grievances otherwise. You can come on our program, for instance. You can come on our program. But that's not what you do. If y'all know y'all hacking the people's system, stop it. Stop it. But I think this is the PPP. I think it's them themselves. You know the vex for yourself these days. You know, if I was some of them, I go resign. You hear some of these presentations in the National Assembly. You said there's a whole minister. Y'all hear Sonia Parak presentation. There's a whole minister. Kwame. Kwame. My God, a whole minister? Jesus have mercy. They couldn't even work for minister in some other places. They couldn't even work for minister. People say, flap it. Flap it. Ay, my God. Never dull moment. Never a dull moment in this beautiful country of ours. Moving on, folks. Moving on. The wicked. That's why y'all know. Wicked. Them boys stink and the dirty. Very, very much so. Wicked. Wicked, stink, and dirty. One councillor said, folks, that the NDC is the council in the NDC level and at the RDC level. And he said what one of the chairman told him is very, very distasteful. Very, very distasteful. He hurled some words at him. Why you don't carry your blacks? Folks, oh God, don't let me cut what we can't fetch. I include myself in it tonight. Don't let me cut what we can't fetch as a nation. Please, don't let me cut what we can fetch. Right? Don't let me do it. He said the NDC chairman of Bushlot fired off some expletives at him, some racially charged words. That's what the councillor says. Colin Moore. And this was his post on social media. Today, as a sitting councillor, a sitting NDC and RDC councillor, I was told to my face by the Adventure Bushlot NDC chairman, Mr. Mohammed, to carry my black. He says, I am still shooked. He says, still shocked. Based on what the words the man told me. Based on the words the fella told me.
No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem, no problem. Moving. This mind is telling. No problem.
Yep. And that is the example of leadership that the PPP offering this country. Yep. Believe it or not, you heard for yourself. You heard for yourself. You think anything will come out of that? Yeah? Michael Reed, Stacey and So, Lester Williams, Irma Dow, Heaven Faith. You think anything shall become of that? Good people, Curtis George, Wayne Bob, Amanda Daniels. You think anything will come out of that? Carla Smith, Andrew Griffith, Roxanne Gary. You think anything will happen to that? Mackenzie Talbot, Donna DeBarros, Susan London, Mo Moses. You think anything will come out of that? Yeah. You know what people say? This is Guyana. Dolly says, hell to the no. Hell to the no. Yeah. Sheldon Alexander says, where's the one Guyana? That's how a chairman talks to a councillor. Where's your black? My God. Wow. This is a country we're inviting Letitia to. I hope we don't run into her. You know. That put me on the international scene instantly. My God, Margaret Nelson. You heard that? Father, have his mercies. Father have his mercies. You heard that, folks? You think you understand or you overstand? Folks, tempers. Different, you know? You hear madness there? Huh? You hear madness? Man, I'm concerned. Could least be bothered. You think you see where this country going? Yeah? You think you know where we there? Where we be? Where we at? Folks, you think you understand? Right. For the closing, folks, for the closing tonight, told you today we're there at the National Assembly, wrapping up the budget debates. All this week, we've been responding to the budget presentation by the Senior Minister of Finance, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance. Let me put it out because that's its correct designation. Senior Minister with responsibility for finance within the office of the President, Dr. Ashley Singh. All week long, we've been responding to his budget presentation from last week. And next week, we go into the numbers. Right? We ain't debating anymore. We're going to interrogate now. Why are you spending this much on this? Why are you spending on that? We're doing here. We're doing so. And that's what we're doing next week. But this evening, Leader of the Opposition concluded the presentations from the Parliamentary Opposition, spoke for an hour plus on a variety of issues. And we'd love to show you the entire presentation if we had the time. We'll show the entire presentation. But we'll over show you a snapshot, folks, of some of what the opposition leader said and laid out, folks. We're going to publish the entire presentation back again. I think we're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to publish his entire presentation again tomorrow. He said budget 2023 asphyxiates. You can tell he's by dictionaries and so on by Austins. It asphyxiates. That is what he said. It does not cater for the people who need it the most. It's stifling. It's choking the life out of the Guyanese people. It asphyxiates, he says. And again, does not cater for the folks who need it the most. That's what he said. It does not cater to the people who need it the most. Take a look at what he said, folks. Take a look and take a listen.
I turn to foreign policy. I turn to foreign policy. At the international level, it is necessary that an international environment is created that is conducive to Guyana's development. Unfortunately, the Minister of Foreign Affairs seems not to understand his role, or is just incompetent and clearly lacks the intellectual sagacity that is needed to formulate.
I won't allow you to impute 416 on the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs lacks the intellectual sagacity that is needed to formulate and implement foreign policy. You would agree, Mr. Speaker, that it demands nimbleness of mind. The honorable member, Mr. Todd, should stop embarrassing himself and resign. Mr. Speaker, Guyana foreign policy needs to create an environment for Guyana to progress. The discovery of oil has opened new vistas for Guyana, while simultaneously eventuating in new challenges. These challenges must be addressed and surmounted. As the world moves towards new and renewable energy, we need to pursue these energy options while simultaneously promoting a foreign policy strategy that gives us environmental space to develop our oil and gas sector, while at the same time pursuing sustainable development. In this regard, the existence of a large forest cover must not only be used in transactional terms, but also as a bargaining tool to give us the environmental space to develop our resources. That is the work of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. At the foreign policy level, Mr. Speaker, we need to engage the developed world and remind them that we have agreed to be guided by the principle of, and I quote, shared but differentiated responsibility, unquote, and to argue for environmental space to permit Guyana to develop its oil and gas resources. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, it is in this context, Mr. Speaker, that we need to forge relationships with countries to help us to benefit significantly from our oil and gas resources. The ministry needs to recognize that many developed countries that are rich, including the USA and the UK, are seeking more benefits from oil companies, and therefore the opportunity should be taken to craft a foreign policy strategy for us to benefit from this confluence of interest and allow Guyanese to obtain the support of the other countries, including developed countries, as we seek to benefit from our oil resources. Mr. Speaker, I have outlined a lot, and I just want to make one last major point. It was said here that we did not have solutions. I think we give solutions that even Kwame can use. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member, Mr. McCoy, can use. Mr. Speaker, all that we have outlined is only possible if we have good governance. Mr. Speaker, Guyana today is marked by the absence of transparency and accountability. There's an unbelievable assault on democracy. For some reason, PPP seem to believe that democracy is only but elections. They do not believe that there are substantive elements of democracy, governance issues in which they should follow Article 13 and be inclusive. They had the audacity to tell even civil society that they were not elected and therefore they won't have a say. Mr. Speaker, modern democracies accommodate. Modern democracies accommodate civil society. Civil society is seen as an integral part of democratic development, but not so with us. We are deteriorating at a fast rate that we are now seeking to gerrymander boundaries, something that we haven't heard of since the 60s. Mr. Speaker, a clean voters list is critical to elections that all of us accept. And if the government believes, as it constantly says, that we can be over here for the rest of our lives, give us a clean voters list and put it to the test. You give us a clean voters list and put it to the test. Mr. Speaker, the assault on our freedoms and expression must come to an end. It is not part of democratic culture. Mr. Speaker, the politicization of the Guyana police force is anti-democratic and should come to an end. Mr. Speaker, we need independent public institutions that can act as a check and balance on the excesses of this government. Mr. Speaker, governance is a critical issue. And you can put how many proposals you want. If people do not believe they are involved, you will not succeed. Look at the amount of money you put in rice, and it failed and did worse than under us. Mr. Speaker, we have outlined the weaknesses of this budget. We have pointed out that it does not deliver poverty alleviation measures. We've shown you that it has no cost of living. It has no cost of living, no measures to reduce cost of living. We have shown you that it has no measures to create employment. Mr. Speaker, we have shown you that it does not focus on the development of our people. We recommend to you that you borrow from our people-centered vision and bring a budget that allows our people to develop. Mr. Speaker, this budget asphyxiates the poor man. This budget stifles the poor man. This budget kills initiative. It is for those reasons, Mr. Speaker, I can't afford to support this budget. However, if the government shows any responsibility and is prepared to be responsive to the concerns, we might very well reconsider our position. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is ironic how life is, because for the in this parliament and in the previous parliament, in the long wee hours of the morning, I have seen a red-headed witch flying through the chambers. Mr. Speaker, I would like to start by giving a warm welcome to Letitia from the Black Panther movies. And I say to her, welcome, welcome to beautiful Guyana. Mr. Speaker, once again, I am here to address this honorable house on another budget. This time, our 2023 national budget, improving lives, building prosperity for tomorrow. And Mr. Speaker, I am fortunate to have heard this morning at 5 to 9, the Honorable Bobby on his 104 program, who reminded us, ignore loud and aggressive persons, for they are a vexation to the spirit. And therefore, the honorable member that has an inferiority complex when it comes to me, I feel sorry for you. I know the challenges of size, and I expect you.
That's how it went down, folks. Apologies there. That is how it went down. You know, every time you come in life, something new happens, something different happens. Our apologies there, folks. Our apologies. Thanks for joining us this evening. And that's how it went down. Budget 2023 asphyxiates. That's what the leader of the opposition said. That is what the leader of the opposition said. And you heard him say it, folks. That's going to do it for us. We're going to have its full presentation out over the weekend, folks. Have a great night. Wherever you guys are joining us from, Odetta Langhorne, Bernadette, and Onessa. Good to have you here. And Chisel Chipper. Good to have you here as well. Don't say 40. They're trying with me. They're trying with us. But good to have you folks here with us this evening. That's going to do it for us at this end. Odetta Langhorne, Onessa Wardine, Pamela McKenzie, Bernadette James, Ken Heineken. Folks, have a great, fantastic weekend. Lester Williams, Heaven Faith, and all the other guys who are joining us. Before you all run off, guys, just know, you're looking for a legal firm. A legal firm, we recommend highly the Alistair Collins firm. You need a Justice of the Peace, Commissioner of Votes Affidavits, the Alistair Collins firm. And this is some of the other services that they provide as well.
For all your legal document needs and more, the Alistair Collins firm is the place for you. If you are looking to have your statutory declarations done, affidavit of income, affidavit of identity, or guidance replacing your damaged or lost passport or lost license, you need the Alistair Collins firm. They can also help you with tenancy agreements, agreements of settlement, your power of attorney, your last will and testament, and certification of documents. The Alistair Collins firm is located at the Callion Mall, 162 Lamaha Street in Georgetown between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of votes to affidavits and a justice of the peace. You can also call them at 649-6410 or 685-6446 or 503-1451. The Alistair Collins firm, help when you need it. For all your legal document needs and more, the Alistair Collins firm is the place for you. If you are looking to have your statutory declarations done, affidavit of income, affidavit of identity, or guidance replacing your damaged or lost passport or lost license, you need the Alistair Collins firm. They can also help you with tenancy agreements, agreements of settlement, your power of attorney, your last will and testament, and certification of documents. The Alistair Collins firm is located at the Callion Mall, 162 Lamaha Street in Georgetown between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of votes to affidavits and a justice of the peace. You can also call them at 649-6410 or 685-6446 or 503-1451. The Alistair Collins firm, help.
Guys, don't forget, we can't do these programs without you. We just can't do these programs without you. So we encourage you folks. We encourage you guys to remember to partner with us as well. Remember to partner with us. We can't do these programs without you. We're available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. We are available. And it's only because of your love, your support, your generosity, we're able to go from day to week to month to year, folks, because of your love, support, and generosity. We invite you guys to come on board and to partner with us. Those of you who have never done so, please, guys, please, we encourage you to do so that we can keep on. Don't just come, wipe your mouth and you're gone. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. At least tip the wait staff. But great to see you guys here, wherever you guys are joining us from. Great to see you folks here. That's going to do it for us at this end, good folks. That's going to do it for us. Take good care and have a great, big, fantastic week. Chisel Chipper, see you later. Odetta Langhorne, Leonard Fraser, Joel Chester, good to have you. Kadhaida, Odetta Langhorne, and all you other folks. Stay safe out there. Stay safe, guys. That's going to do it for us. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Stay militant and vigilant. Militant and vigilant. Take care.